That's my fault. This is Vuma 103 Adult Radio for the young at heart. The soothing sounds of the beautiful Umama Vicky Sampson giving us My African Dream. You know, the song just takes me back to the national football, to the African Cup of Nation football competition that was held here in South Africa in 1996. Before this one, I gave you Ubeni Afro Hamsana no Emi Fanko with this feeling. 12 minutes after 10 is at the time. A very, very good morning to you on this beautiful, bright Saturday.
What a beautiful day.
Oh, yes. It is the day that the Lord has made.
Let us all celebrate and be glad in it.
And rejoice as well.
So, wena Mkhize.
Kunjani?
Ungabuza abanye impilo ibhalwe ebusweni.
Ngiyayibona.
Ngingahlala kanjani ngingachichimi impilo nentokozo ngihleli e-studio nesiphalaphala of the air.
I just needed to hear that. Yeah. How have you been?
Life is actually stupendous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful word. I learned somewhere. It sounded wrong, and then I googled it. I checked what it means. It means exactly the opposite. Because everything is pashash.
Alrighty. It's what's the word?
Stupendous.
Stupid. Oh, that was a stupid.
That's exactly why I checked it out. No, man, how can this person say I'm stupendous?
Alrighty, Jigomanja, it is that time of the Weekend Crush, the Saturday edition of it with myself, Sne Mkhize, on this very first hour. Angihambing ngedwa sithi igunundu lamadoda. Phecelezi i-men's conference with Muzi Mthabela 065-933-7172. You can touch base with us on our WhatsApp line. Otherwise, ungasfonela ku 086-10-300 at Vuma FM kuwo wonke ama social media platforms. That is Twitter, Facebook, kanye naku Instagram. Also, ungasithola ku www.vumafm.co.za and listen to us there live. A very big thank you to Paul Waganzama for the Saturday breakfast. So we are again next week, same time, same place. Right about now, though, it's all about you and I. No good Muzi.
Yes.
But Muzi, you know, ngathi ngingathi kwehlisa izwi kancane mase ngintroduce itopic yethu yanamhlanje ngoba yay. And actually kwayo I feel like you mongo wama relationships, not per se, but it plays a huge role in relationships, in spouseship, in marriage. You know, namhlanje since we talk all things about men, all things that affect men, and these days affect abantu besilisa ke nathi abantu besifazane siyangena lapho ngoba phela aniphili nodwa niphila nathi.
Yes.
Sikhuluma ngobudoda, sikhuluma nge-manhood.
Yes.
Particularly when we are going to inkonzo yasekamerweni, where a man is seen not to be performing, where we see umuntu wesifazane engasagculiseki upartner wakhe. They try, maybe if they are open enough, they try to go kuma men's clinic bezama ukuthi bavuse izinto ezivukayo khona wonke umuntu ezojabula la endlini.
Yes. Yazi Mkhize, i-topic lena ebucayi ekumele noma siyidingida singayithathi ngesinxele. Thina bobaba, we define ourselves by the duties esicabanga ukuthi ziyama duties ethu. We have defined ourselves by izinto ezithize ukuthi what makes me a man emhlabeni, what makes me a man ekhaya, what makes me a man ngiyimje ngingedwa. So umbuzo kumele sizibuze wona singobaba ukuthi ubudoda bendoda bulelephi. What makes you a man? What makes a man a man? Yini engenza ngibe indoda? Yini enza uMuzi Mthabela kuthiwa uyindoda? So the execution of all these expected duties izona esenza thina bobaba, whether si wrong or si right, but izona esenza sizizwe singobaba baphelele ukuthi hayi cha ngiyindoda emadodeni ngokwenza into ezithize. So ngebhadi elikhulu, we have defined ourselves nge-performance of these duties. And njengamanje sikhuluma ngale specifically. So kukhona as well ukuthi sizidefine ngokuthi do we perform well na and then bese we define ourselves ngalokho sisifine ngosize ukuthi ithuluzi iorgan oyidlalayo uyipiano noma ilokhuzana khona la kuthiwa ama grand organ you know so we define ourselves ngazo zonke lezo zinto kwesinye isikhathi lezo zinto zi beyond icontrol yethu because ezinye izinto uzithola mawuzalwa ezinye ama skills that you get along the way so unfortunately we have made zonke lezi zinto zaba izinto edefine thina njengobaba but we have to be more than that there has to be more than that to a man ukuthi can you really define yourself as limited to those things ukuthi izona ezikwenza ube indoda eqotho so performing our duties izona as booster our male ego when you perform these duties well so we have to go deeper ekutheni do we really define ourselves by our performance the size of ithuluzi olphiwe emphasis and on olphiwe because ezinye izinto mawuzelwe nayo there's nothing you can do to control what you have but there are certain things ongazenza along the way to enhance ilokhuzana iphiwo onazo and to enhance performance as ubaba.
You know, but Muzi, you mentioned ukuthi as abantu besilisa you need to be more than just that.
We have to be more than that.
And it happens that you are more than that and that's why umuntu wesifazane uyahlangana nawe and everything is good in the beginning of the relationship but as ukhula khona izifo you encounter izifo uyayithola izifo efana noshukela and everything like that ezokwenza ukuthi performance yakho ingabi up to that standard le esaficana nayo le the one that I fell in love with then uzokwazi ukuthi uyamsatisfy partner wakhe at the same time inempatho umphethe kahle that's why majority of the time singabantu besifazane we find it very hard to leave that person because uphethe kahle everything uyayenza therefore uyabona ukuthi I would be so selfish if I go but at the same time nami injabulo yami ngiyibeka phi la
what about wena ingakho ke kubalekile ukuthi sikhumbule ukuthi indlu ukuze ima because inama pillars ayimisile so le yocansi it's one of the pillars but not the only in fact there's a very beautiful book ebhalwe ngizomkhumbula umbhalo wayo ekhuluma ngokuthi itafula ukuze limiswa ama pillars imilenze yalo so mawungasusa umlenze owodwa obviously liyagxeka itafula but if itafula futhi alimiswa umlenze
owodwa at the
so
same time
you need all of them the book is called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran so it's a very beautiful book explainer life simple things nanokuthi there's also one other beautiful thing he says in that book ukuthi into emisa I relationship ukuthi we can both drink from the same cup but we don't always have to be drinking from the same cup you know so ziningi izinto ezimisa ubudlelwane other than this one but if uzokwenza lokho kube i be all and end all then uzoba nenkinga because angeke usakubona konke okunye okuhle uzobona lokho kuphela ukuthi kuyinkinga but nakho kuyalungiseka
0659337172 Gunundu Lamadoda Men's Conference. We are talking all things about womanhood. But Muzi, when we return, I would like for us to dive straight into the idea yokuthi is it now okay for a person, like for a man, to let go of their partners just because it'd be like sithando sami ngiyabona ukuthi ngikwenzela konke kodwa wanelisekile. Is it okay for a man to have that authority yokuthi I am letting you go?
Yes.
Siyabuya khona la Vuma 103 BB and CC Finance Reason to Dance coming up right after this. He is a brother to Muzi, njengoba sinaye la. It is Colin Maluleke, Hamzana Monomatema Moremi with Speak of Word. Speak a word, rather.
Yeah, no. That's my brother, Colin Maluleke. Ngiye ngathi jokingly, engitshela ukuthi une-show ngathi mina ngizoza only if you're playing this song. I was just joking. Masifika umuntu udlala ingoma. And I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm so honored.
Be careful of what you wish for. Be careful of what you put on the universe.
True.
Because it's going
it always comes back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty, just diving straight into Imen's conference. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. We are talking all things about manhood. We are talking all things about a partner, a male partner who is not able to satisfy his partner. What does he do? Finally, or do they have to make sure that they mean things? We're going to be taking my voice notes. 065 933 7172, and this is what you had to say.
Hi, Muzi. Hi, Sne. ngibingelele lapha estudio, ngibingelele nabalaleli bevuma naze nayikhuluma into eyinkinga. Mina into eyenza ukuthi umuntu wami ngingabisamfila, uyancithisela kakhulu, uyayazisa into yokuthi ngihlala kwi-property yakhe and sihlala sobabili, so sinengane, ingane yafunda ngalana. Ile nto nje yenza ukuthi ngingabisamfila. Sengike ngenze
Tell us kuma advert and then you're gonna come back.
Phela ngoba nakho ngicinga ukuhlala ngoba mengingafundi uthwalo yami phumela emnyango la ephumela khona.
As an ABSA customer, I can feel safe and secure. I get death benefits, retrenchment and disability cover, and no additional cost on my gold or premium account. Move to ABSA today. We do fees better, so you can do more. That's Africanacity. ABSA is an authorized FSP T&C supplier.
Siyacela kubo bonke abantu base-South Africa nakwazulu-Natal ikakhulukazi maqhubeke nokulandela nokulalela imigomo kahulumeni. Owokuqala othi asijoke amamaski uma ngabe siphumela emphakathini, kumele sigqoke noma sihlele ekhaya, kakhulukazi uma sikhona abantu abadala, sihleli nalabo futhi abagulayo nabanishayo. Okwesibili, senze sure ukuthi uma ngabe sinele siyayi-maintain i-social distancing ka-2 meters. Okusho ukuthi akube negxathu lika-2 meters phakathi kwami nomuntu engihleli naye. Okwesithathu, asigezi izandla ngaso sonke isikhathi nge-sanitizer every 30 minutes. Uma ngabe unayo ungenayo i-sanitizer, asigezi izandla ngamanzi ukukhona umgomo noma i-vaccine ka-COVID-19. Siyabacela-ke abantu bakithi ukuthi baphume ngobuningi babo bahambe bayogoma, bavumele ukugoma. Siyazi ukuthi kukhona izinto ezishiwoyo ngomgomo eziningi langaphandle, kodwa siyacela abantu bakithi bangakulaleli lokho, kodwa bahambe bayogoma uma sekuvumelekile isikhathi sokuthi abantu bagome. Ukugoma-ke akukho kuqiwe, akekho umuntu ozokhokhwa, kodwa siyacelwa ukuthi sihambe siyogoma ukuze sonke sizokwazi ukuthi sivikeleke. Ndawonye sizolinqoba i-COVID-19.
Siyabuya sizoconclude ama-solutions.
Yes.
With your anointing.
We roll.
is Vuma. It is Vuma on 103 Delta Radio for the young at heart. 10:44 is at the time. It is the Saturday edition of the show with Muzi Mthabela namhlanje sithi kunundula madoda men's conference.
Sithu ngebandla injobo.
Njelobele ngicosha.
Hayi cosha. Uyabona ngithande ilohuzana I voice note leyokuqala la usisi athe khona she would give you feedback ukuthi baba mina ngicabanga ukuthi asenze kanje even though qaleni ukuthi wayesaba ukusho, but it's very important. Feedback is very important. Noma ngabe wenzani emhlabeni feedback is very important because kuyenzeka wena usitshela ukuthi untswempu kanti you can still improve. Kanti mhlawumbe kwesinye isikhathi awukho ntswempu at all. Yabo. So udadewethu lo sibili othi ubaba sekhaya uyancikisela kakhulu. I-advice yami iyodwa. Kunencwadi very interesting book ebhalwe I can't remember umbhalo wayo, but it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. One of the principles akhuluma ngawo uthi increase your capacity to earn. Uma ngabe usisi ezothola iskill, get a skill and ukwazi ukuthi uyimele ukuze ungezukudlala abanye abantu emhlabeni. Vele abantu bazodlala ngawe uma ngabe ukuthi uyingcelebane or uyakhangeza because bazokuqalela ukuthi ukhangeza kangakanani. Omunye umuntu ahamba ayotshela abanye abantu ukuthi nimbone nje, you know, usizwa yimi. So mina my solution is get a skill, increase your capacity to earn ube neinto zakho uyimele because you will feel like you are compromising yourself.
Absolutely. But Muzi, and going back to Muzi Mthabela zobuya nawo ukuthi ke all of this is happening and think about besifazane khona ezinye izinto that we can take and khona ezinye izinto that we can't take. However, this is one of the things that we do take, you know, for the sake of impact, for the sake of understanding ukuthi no, you know what, noma sekuthiwa ke embedeni akang satisfy, but at least akang shy, at least he provides for me, not lo sisi lo oyena ohleli ngoba nakho ulindele provision. So I'll find lama circumstances, but again I want to find out ukuthi umuntu wesilisa ke wenze njani uma eseyithole ekule position, because umuntu wesilisa une pride. That's why it's very hard for us abantu besifazane to go back and give you feedback, because whether we give that feedback or not, when uzoyitshela ukuthi ay usine useyangehlisa isithunzi, the fact that you are telling me that angikwanelisanga, you know, for you majority of the time abantu besilisa don't take that well. They just don't. So is it okay for umuntu wesilisa to be like, I'm just gonna let you go?
Angicabanga ukuthi kumele uvele udedele without fighting for into oyithandayo, without fighting for umuntu omthandayo. Don't let go of umuntu because you feel like awusamsatisfy. Maningi ama reasons. Hlalani phansi nikhulume, bonisanani ngezinto yini esingayenza other than lokho. Kukhona nokunye ngikwenza kahle la ekhaya, you know, kukhona into esiyayisithanda ukuyenza ekhaya nomngami ukuthi every now and then sinokubuzana ukuthi kuse awusho usagrand.
But ilokho ke ngifuna ukuthi siye kuona as individuals, can we just develop that intellectuality where we both gonna understand ukuthi mangi correct, it doesn't mean that mhlambe khona okungcono, because you know igwe umuntu wesilisa uzovela ethi shuthi khona la okungcono sokuthola khona, you know ukuthi sonke lesisikhathi ubuthuleleni usuzongitshela manje ukuthi angisekho right, you know, zonke lezo zinto.
Iqinisele imsulwa ukuthi baningi abantu njengoba sikhuluma sebehlala iminyaka akuzange kube mnandi kwasekuqaleni, so wapretenda from the beginning. So i-solution is at some point kumele libhoboke ithuma and isilonda ungasilindi size sibhibhe ukuze usi-attend. Ngenkathi uqala nje usibona isilonda ukuthi okay mfethu we have an issue here, hlalani phansi nikhulume nibonisane ukuthi lalela ngicabanga ukuthi kunenkinga la kodwa iyalungiseka. Maningi ama solutions sizofika kuona, but zikhona ezinye izinto uthola ukuthi bekade ziride eqaleni kodwa manje usuyabona ukuthi engathi akusahambi kahle. One thing you can never fake in life is attraction. You cannot fake ukuthi uyamthanda umuntu ungasamthandi. You can say the words, but ama actions will always speak louder than words. So umuntu uma ngabe ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi you feel ukuthi attraction ayisekho, it's going to reflect even nasendleleni enenza ngayo ucansi because uma ngabe ngizokwenza nje i-example makade uhalela i-apula for a long time you know ikhona lento ukuthi mawulibona nje indlela no amehlo akho azovuleka ukuthi yo nayi lento kade ngiyifuna you know omunye umuntu ukubona ungakasho lutho ukuthi uyangithanda lo you know because of the way you speak the things you say you glow
amehlo the way you brighten up yes
so you cannot fake attraction. So uma ngabe uqala ubona ukuthi one of the things esihleze sisho la kuyigunundo lamadoda ukuthi umlilo mangabe ufuna ukuthi uqhubeke uvuthe kumele uhleze ufake inkuni so ungalindi ukuze kube nenkinga before you start addressing a problem but kwesinye isikhathi uthola ukuthi iattraction ibikhona all along yonke into beyihamba kahle izinto sesiqala ziyonakala manje then you must look for ukuthi yini eyenzekile ukuthi uzofike lapho kuyenzeka kwesinye isikhathi singobaba uthola ukuthi sine stress you know one of the things as a stress athina bobaba ukuthi indaba imali ama finances are becoming a very big stress kuthina so wena ngaleso sikhathi igazi liyashisa mina I'm thinking ukuthi oh Nkosi yami ingane zizodlani kusasa ngizoyiskokha ngani school fees
so ingane kama yikho le you can't even share
you know so kwesinye isikhathi umama uyena one income la ekhaya and already I'm feeling under pressure drinking utshwala biyayona ilokhuzana i-sexual performance ngokuhamba kwesikhathi ikhona lento mangabe sisebasha sithi hey mfana mayabona mangishayile mfana I go for long but leyo nto iyakulimaza in a long time in a long run so be very careful of such things utshwala as well nanenye into I would say ukuthi one of the things ekumele siyiqaphele ama unrealistic expectations kuyenzeka ukuthola ukuthi ubhiziness porn manje sewufuna umama ongakazi umcelele izitayela before sewuqhamuka all of a sudden ubone uKim 102 or Kim caramel cream you know whatever funny name abazibiza ngawo and all sort of things and then manje when in your fantasy sewufuna ukuthatha la ama fantasies uzowaletha la endlini and ngoba akenza umama njengalo njengo caramel cream usiseqala kuba nama problems usuyaphuma ke manje usiyofuna abanye abazokwenza lento enziwa ucaramel engenziwa umama endlini so be careful of unrealistic expectations
absolutely but Muzi ngizocela ukuthi nje siye ngapha and then we're going to be coming back and wrapping things up as far as our today's topic is concerned khona la kwigunundu lamadoda yes it is 10:51 right here on Vuma 103. I would like to remind you that with total estimated jackpots over 34 million the only thing worth doing this Saturday is to play Lotto for an estimated 16 million, Lotto Plus 1 for 13.2 million and Lotto Plus 2 for 5.4 million now in store or on your computer at nationallottery.co.za by phone or on the mobile app cell phone banking or simply dialing *120 *7529 hash. Panda Pusher Play. Players must be 18 years and older. Play responsibly. At the sounds of Brian Temba, Hamsana no Blacklist with the Thalanami. Oh, shame. Wavele washu. It's equal. Wavele washu bunch. You know the solutions that you're coming up with, like they are fire.
Igunundu lamadoda igama lami nguZetuse ngwahlopha isibongo ngihlala enteke eMalandeni bengisacela ukubuza lapho kubaba
Blacklist. At 6 minutes before 11 6 minutes before Nolthando Mchunu zosinikeza izindaba. Otherwise, it's Kunundu Lamadoda with Muzi Mthabela. We do have a voice note so that asifuna ukuyigoqa ngayo ledo. Shisikhoda.
Igunundu lamadoda igama lami nguZetuse ngwahlopha isibongo ngihlala enteke eMalandeni bengisacela ukubuza lapho kubaba kwenziwa njani ngoba phela esikhathini samanje sesiyazi sekufike kunabantu laba abasuka kwamanye amazwe wonke umuntu uyakwazi lokuthi imvamisa yabo lento zabo bayikhulisa izitho zabo zangasese right ingane zethu zilezike zethu amazulu ayabathanda lo bantu ngenxa yokuthi nanemali bayikhipha yabo uma engakho ubhuti-ke usisi athambele nalowo muntu-ke seqhamuka-ke sekuthola mina mzulu-ke ngishikhala ngentwana yami ibandla yokudala engekholisile kodwa ngiyamthanda yabo ukuthi mhlawumbe uyamthanda wena kodwa manje sewadlula kulegila ey'nkulu kwenziwa njani kuleso simo-ke manje kwaphela nanga ngimanelise ukuthi mina ngisasangizwa kule nto yami encanyana seyijwayele lokukhulu kube kumiswe kanjani-ke lapho ngoba phela ngiyayizwa indaba ukuthi lokho ukuthi kuthiwa abantu abalalisani kodwa mase kufika le simo njengalesi-ke kwenziwa njani kuleso simo uzetuse lo bayo
Nazo, we're closing it off on a very high, hey?
Uyayibeka uziduse and this is very realistic.
Yeah.
Bakhona abantu abasebenzisa imishanguzo ukuthi babe nesiphiwo esi-unnatural.
Yeah.
So umbuzo kabhuti is very relevant and very valid ukuthi wenze njani uma ngabe sekubuya lapho. Ikona lento ngokweBhayibheli ekuthiwa do not be unequally yoked. Uma ngabe inkunzi zisensimini akufanele ukuthi edonsayo nengadonsi zibe ngaphansi kwejoke elilodwa. Yes lisuke likhuluma ngokamoya iBhayibheli but I think ikhambe kubanga inkinga uma ngabe nizoba unequally yoked nala. However mina my belief ukuthi lo muntu osukudalelwe yena nisuke ni equally yoked naye nisuke nisejokeni elilinganayo lifanelene naye. Inkinga iqale ekutheni asihambi ngokwezwi likaNkulunkulu, that's number 1. Number 2, asihambi ngokwesintu. Isintu esasithi ungahamba ucobhoza ungakaganwa. Ungahamba ucobhoza ungakagani. Inkinga manje siqhamuka ukuthi uthi uqala uhlangana nomaqondana wakho ebese the experience. Now usuna experience. Usunama expectations akho. Ake siqale nje sithi asibuyele emasisweni. Let's do things right ngendlela efanelekile from the start.
Yeah.
Ngoba uzohlangana nomuntu akuchaza uthola ukuthi ngempela uyachaza nawe uyamchaza uyabona ukuthi attraction ikhona and uyabona ukuthi ayilona mfana ngizomenza umama sekhaya.
Yeah.
Mawuthi uyafika sekwathuthwa.
Then asekho.
Amanxiwa salala imbuzi. So that becomes a problem. But akhona ama solutions. One for example, uma ngabe kukuthi ayisekho le attraction yayikhona kuqala. Hamba nama counseling sessions. One of the most difficult things engicabanga ukuthi zi stronghold thina kakhulukazi obaba besintu obaba bama Africans ukuthi sifuna ukuthatha izinto ngendlela traditional and asifuna ukuzama izinto ezintsha.
Yeah.
Totally solution. Le engizoyisho is very sensitive and please use a spirit of wisdom to discern what I'm saying.
Okay.
Kunezinto ezifana ngikhipha ama secrets ami ke manje. Kukhona izinto ekuthiwa ezifana no Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra it's the art of love making. That has been documented ukuthi kunezinto okwazi ukuthi uzenze uthinte lapha nalapha ubambe lapha nalapha wenze lokhu ukuze uzothi mawufika enkonzweni ube usu right or noma usukhona.
Kama Sutra comes in a form of
there are DVDs of Kama Sutra that show you ukuthi ezinye izinto zenza kanje and there are books ezibhaliwe. Mina personally I would say avoid lokhu okuyi video because there's a very thin line between a video ne pornography. Yeah but lokho kuyincwadi kwamabhuku kubhaliwe nje ama lokhuzana ama drawings ukuthi okay zama kanje ama solutions akhona out there. Men's clinic vakasheli men's clinic because kwesinye isikhathi it's a matter of a technique not ukuthi awukwazi ukwenza umsebenzi.
Absolutely. Ngicela umshaye lo owafika niwashi njengamanje ngiyakunikeza igunya. Muzi, thank you so very much for yet another edition of Women's Conference. Until next week.
Until next week, asihlangane in the meantime ku Instagram Muzi Mthabela na ku Facebook as well Muzi Mthabela.
Absolutely. Sibonge kakhulu. Malaika, never change my mind. Will usher us to the news at 11 with Unothando Mtunu. Sawubona. Go tangiye